All right, so we're back in Cubase, and this time we're going to do percussion using some samples. Now, with the recording percussion, all right, obviously we have done some virtual percussion here. We are going to record some percussion with a microphone, but I also wanted to show samples, right? Because as much as I think it is a great experience to record your own percussion with a microphone, and it's fun, and please do give it a try and see what you get out of it. After you've gone through that fun experience and stuff like that, you sometimes will realize that the results you may get may not be that great in your home music studio, and it can be easier to just use some samples that just sound as good. So I want to show that option there so that you can pick and choose where you want to do it. Now, obviously, the other option to doing samples is because you just don't have that percussion element. You know, so instead of going out and buying every percussion instrument, you know, find a sample, whatever. Record what you want and just get samples for the rest. So in Cubase, you could in theory do some of these with virtual instruments and that sort of stuff. But when I'm talking about samples, what I'm talking about is audio files. Okay, so not MIDI, not virtual instruments, the actual audio recordings that have been done by somebody else. And they've been done in small snippets. They could be a pattern, or they could just be a one hit of a percussion element that you then just put that one hit in and just duplicate it over and over again to make a pattern. So to accommodate that, we need an audio track because, as I said, we're talking about audio files, right? So we're just basically grabbing somebody else's recordings and putting them in. No different to if we recorded it, it's just somebody else's. So I'm going to add an audio track, and the input actually doesn't matter because we're not going to input anything. I'll just leave it at that for the moment. I'm actually going to take it off so that it doesn't come up. I'm going to go with stereo for now. We'll see what the files are. Most of the samples you'll find are probably stereo anyway. We want to set to the percussion bus, and we're going to call it, what are we going to call it? We'll go with S perc for sample. All right. In reality, what I'll probably do is I would probably actually call these by the instrument they are, because it's going to make more sense. So for instance, this one here, if I actually open the virtual instrument there, it's a wood conga. So, and look, let's do it now because that's what I should do. Okay, it's a wood conga. This one here, it's a stick thing. So I'm just going to call it stick. Okay. Now this one here, we don't know what it is yet. Well, you might if you know what you're looking for. And I do know what I'm looking for, to be honest. What I'm going to look for is a tambourine. We'll just call it a tambo for short. So as I said, I am going to turn the input off because I don't need an input. I'm not going to be recording any external instruments. What we need to do now, other than save, is find our samples. Now in Cubase, we have the media bay, and we can get to the media bay either from over here, or so we can hit F5 and pull up this entire window for media bay, or as I said, you could do it from the side here. Totally up to you how you do it. This one here is a little bit more restrictive in your search results, etc. This one here is obviously more powerful. You can select where you want to source your things. So even if you say go on the internet and you go and download your samples, you can put them in a folder and you can have a media bay here search for them, right? So you can pick where your drive is, where it should look for things. So if you have, like I have here, like loops, you might tick something to say this is where I want you to look. Okay, I'm just going to go back to all for the moment. But you can also do all of this sort of stuff here. So for instance, drum percussion, you could click there, you could go percussion, and it depends on your files, what's been set up, but nothing's coming up there. But you could also just go in here and go tamb. Right, and you can have it automatically play. We can play it, and we can just have a listen. Right, so there's an example of one that you get that's a pattern. Now, that's no good if it doesn't suit your music. So if we were to say, well, I don't know where I'm going to put it. Let's just go to the verse here. And let's go back in. Now, you have some options here where you can autoplay new results selection. You can align beats to project. And you can even do wait for project play. So in theory, this changes the tempo of this pattern. It aligns things up, and it's supposed to give you a representation within your song of what it is. So we might not like that. Right, one hits are not really going to do much. It's only really for patterns. Yeah, so for instance, this one here. Alright, clearly does not work. Pretty standard pattern. So that pattern works. Let's see if this one works. It works. It hasn't got the beats lined up very well though. You can hear that. Not really impressed with the sound of these yet, so. That one's not bad. It's low volume. I'd boost the volume. Okay, some of these are a bit weird. I think that will actually work for the part that's the bridge. So let's say we go with that one for the moment. So I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to drag it down and we'll get our pattern here. So then what we need to do is just line it up. Okay, we don't want that. But I want to check. Actually, no, what we'll do, because let's say I want to go with the same sound. All right, so I've just closed media player so it won't play. We'll just zoom in here and have a look. And we can see there's sort of notes not on the beat there. They're all out of the whack. Not quite in line. If we have to it just doesn't sound very tight because it's not. You can see it gets further down. It goes off the beat entirely. So what I'm going to do is, if we turn on this audio warp quantize, because this is an audio file, we can then set our value. So in this case here, I'm going to set it to 1/8 notes, and we just click apply quantize, or select the file, apply quantize. You can see it's pulled everything back. And I think it looks pretty good. Okay, some of them may not be 100%, but it's really about what does it sound like. So let's have a listen. Okay, yep, no, I like that. It's any little imperfections in there actually just make it sound a little bit real. So now what I'm going to do is we just do our duplicate. And we just scroll across to somewhere. There. Might want to go. No, can't do that. Hang on. Yeah, get the pencil. That'll be better. And then we'll probably just drag that back there. We'll have to work out where we're going to finish that. Okay. Maybe we can take it just to there. Let's just zoom out a bit and do a bit of a fade on the end there. We'll leave that for the moment. I'm not 100% sure of that. And I'm just going to copy that. And I'll just paste it. Oh, we may as well put it in right. So we want to do this for the outro as well. So let's zoom in. Get that on the beat. Yeah, it's not really on the beat, is it? There's the beat. That's pretty good. Okay. I should have done a bigger selection. Let's do a bigger selection. I know I don't need it that big, but we'll do it that big for now. Just makes life easier. Why is it not moving? About there. Should be good. All right. And then we'll just delete at least that. Let's have a... Let's see how we're going to get this bit. No, I think. Yeah. So we want to end it like the other one, I think, where we're going to take this back here, zoom in, go back to there like that, a bit more longer fade. Okay, that's good. Now what we need to work out is what are we going to do with the next bit? Okay, I'm going to copy this and we'll paste it there, but I'm pretty confident that this is not what I want. Where's the actual... Is that where it starts? Yeah. Okay, so I don't want that. So what I want to do is, I think, come in here again and find a one hit. Okay. Right, I'm going to bring this down here. Let's see if this works. But what we are going to do is we're going to record a shaker with a microphone as well. So I'm hoping that with the combination of the two, they'll work. The only thing I'm thinking, let's actually get our mute tool. Actually mute those ones. I'm thinking of just hitting when the snare hits. So we can actually move some of these around. Okay, so I'm going to move that one. I'm trying to remember where the snare hits are. Dun, dun. Yeah, let's get out of it. Dun, dun. So Should be able to copy that to there. And then in theory, we could copy all of those to there. How far we got to go? And copy another lot. Come on, move. There we go. All right, let's start with that. Let's just go back here. Okay, I think it's still working. That pattern is still working. Got to zoom in a bit more to be able to grab it. Damn it! Can't grab it. Oh, we lost the pattern. There it is. And we do one more. Whoop. Close. Let's do just these two. Now, let's have a listen from the chorus. They're still too loud. I mean, they're hitting the meter really high. All right, I am happy with that. So if we want to simplify our view here, what we can do is we can select that and we can bounce selection, replace, and then you could even name that, right? But so let's just select the last one, bounce, just makes it look a bit neater. And here we can just select all of these. It should get all of those. And again, bounce selection. And now what we'd get is a nice filled out looking group that's easily picked up and moved as one big unit. All right. Now we might bring in the blanket. Make it a bit subtle. I always like the tambourine on the snare trick. So if you listen to this, okay, listen to this now, you'll think there's no tambourine there. sounds like a snare. But let me take away the tambourine and listen to the snare. Now let me bring it back in. Take it away. It just adds this extra bit of crack to the snare. It almost sounds like it's part of the snare. You can't differentiate the two, but you can clearly hear when I mute it, the snare just totally changes in sound. And that's what I like to do in certain spots. So it just creates a bit more impact on the snare in another part of the song. So like the back end of the song. All right, so bring those back in. All right, so that is our sample for percussion. Now all we have left is to do a recording with a mic, and we're going to do a shaker for that one. So we'll get onto that in a moment.